Everybody's aware of how hot the real estate market is, but are you aware of some of the potential pitfalls of a hot real estate market? Welcome to What's Next in Commercial Real Estate in Southwest Florida. I'm Gary Tasman with Cushman & Wakefield Commercial Properties, Southwest Florida. And today, instead of talking about all the opportunities that we see in a hot real estate market, we're going to focus on the pitfalls. We're going to identify signs of a top. We're going to identify risks of participating in this market. And we're going to hopefully try to help educate our viewers on how to manage through those pitfalls. Because if you're going to be in the market, you're going to buy. And we want to help you buy smartly. We want to help you sell smartly. In regards to signs of a top, I'm not in any way suggesting that we may be at the top of this cycle. We don't know that yet. There's nothing in the market today that indicates interest rates are going to go up. And interest rates and the liquidity or the availability of money in the economy are what's continuing to feed the market. So first and foremost, I think that nationally, on a national stage, we have to see what the Federal Reserve System and the other central banks around the world are, how they're reacting to the inflation versus interest rate conundrum. The other thing that we're going to look at is geopolitical. We always want to look nationally and globally at hotspots to identify what could flare up and get out of control that could drain resources in another direction, or just create fear in the market and cause people not to continue to do the level of business that we're doing right now. Locally, I think we have to watch our population growth numbers, we have to watch our job creation, and we have to watch our inbound new companies and the expansion of our existing companies. Certainly, the housing market will also give us an indication if it starts to slow, that commercial activity could slow behind it. But I see none of those happening in the market. So I would suggest that we're in a strong and healthy market, and it's going to continue for some time. But let's keep an eye on these things as my firm does. The next thing I want to talk about is, okay, we've decided we're going to be active in this market. You have capital in place, you see opportunity for that money to grow, and you're going to buy commercial real estate. Because we're in a hot market right now, there's a lot of people that are making the same decision at the same time that you are, so there's competition. Probably the biggest risk I've seen in an overheated market is what I call kind of the frenzy or the herd mentality, where multiple buyers show up to buy an asset. We get a lot of offers. We just had an offering that we got 20 offers on, and the bids for this property exceeded the ask price significantly. I think that the risk here is that you become, or a buyer becomes, emotionally tied to winning and loses sight of the fundamentals of the investment, and sometimes end up overpaying just to win. And I would suggest that the most important thing that you can do, or that anyone that's participating in this market can do right now, is do your homework, understand what you're willing to pay for that income stream, and stay true to that. So I think that what you want to look at in buying investment property, what I advise my clients all the time on is, yes, cap rates are important. You don't want to pay too much for the income stream. But recognizing the market that we're in, paying a lot for an income stream is what you're going to do if you're participating in the market. Buying the right income stream, underwriting the tenant, underwriting the location, underwriting the physical building itself are things that people aren't necessarily paying a lot of attention to. And then we just want to look at growth patterns. We want to make sure that the real estate that we're buying is in a good, solid, strong growth area so that more people are going to come to this area, and that makes that commercial real estate rentable during a down cycle. A smart investor told me one time, I always buy front row seats because the vacancy rate never goes to 100%. So even in a down market, there's always going to be demand for tenants, and that demand for tenants will go to the top tier, the front row seats, if you will. The other part of that is the third party reports. When you buy real estate, the owner of that, the seller of that real estate is going to expect you to sign a contract, do your inspection period, and close within a very, very fast period of time. Right now, because if you're not going to, there's other people that will. So we've got to manage, how do you get your surveys done? How do you get the title work done? How do you get the building inspections done when the surveyors are all 2 to 3 weeks behind, sometimes maybe longer than that? The building inspector just came out with COVID. Do you have another one? The title work, I mean, title is taking longer now than it ever has. So we have to plan to be able to get all that done in the shortest possible time and let our inspection period reflect the time that we need, but also recognize that the seller doesn't want to give us 90 or 120 days like they used to be willing to. That's where I can come in and my team can come in. We have very, very good relationships with those third-party vendors that are standing by in many cases to get our orders, to get your order for the survey, your order for the title work. And we have the ability, because of the relationship of the large volume of transactions that we do, to help push those forward for you faster and stay attuned to the expiration of the inspection period, then moving on to closing. So certainly everybody likes a hot real estate market and any kind of appreciating asset market. And we're going to see that for some time to come, in my professional opinion. But managing through this market and helping clients yield the highest possible price for their investment assets, and also helping buyers pay a fair price in an appreciating market, is what we're experts at. And we pride ourselves in the relationships that we have in working through a transaction to get to a win-win closing. So give me a call. I'd love to talk to you about your properties. I'd love to talk to you about your interest in investing in properties. I'm Gary Tasman with Cushman & Wakefield Commercial Property, Southwest Florida, and I look forward to hearing from you.